got a lot of great quality guys here tonight. We got a few new faces as well, which is encouraging. So I'm expecting a great round of fights tonight. Progressively, as we're doing this now, we're getting more advanced and more understanding and stuff like that. So first up here, we're gonna have Eddie, and Eddie's a little bit older than Hayes. Gotta have 15 years on him. But Hayes is 18. So when you're ranked 8th in the world, you obviously come in with a specialized skill set. So what this is about here is for a guy like Hayes to learn from the senior guy, the veteran, and pass on the skills of the different fight styles we have going on here. But first round's gonna be 2 minutes, and then we'll take a break and then jump into, we got 3 2-minute rounds. So Hayes is looking good. He's improved every week I've been on the show now here doing the MC, and his confidence level is building too. I can see that. And when your confidence level builds, your self-esteem builds. So for a kid who just stepped in here a year ago, he's starting to get himself ready to maybe go on tour and start fighting. And now Eddie's probably finished fighting, but boy, to be ranked 8th in the world, that's quite an accomplishment in anything. So you're dealing with a master, and boy, just Hayes got that foot up, and Eddie just dumped him like Tennessee Fieldstone out of the back of the pickup truck. And the sound was just equally good, you know? It's like that stone hitting the ground. So, very good, over the top. Very good. See, now as these rounds go on, the fighters tend to get a little bit more aggressive and aggressive towards the second and third fight. They're really in a training mode for the most degree, you know? So a guy like Hayes tonight is going to see Purple Hayes, I like to call him, and when he gets knocked out, we call him Crazy Hayes. But for him to pick up from a world-class guy, you know, jiu-jitsu guy, invaluable for that, just not his boxing skills, but for the rest of his life. He'll have a defense mechanism ready and willing to go at any time. If anything ever comes up in his life, he will step up to it as opposed to run from it, you know, if you have to. So we're at the end of the first round. So I wanted to get a plug in now. We're at the, again, the Mile Zero fights here in Key West. We got a big event coming up, the Brawl on Duval on April 26th, sponsored by the famous Ricky Jackson, the legend in the boxing community down here in Key West. But that's at 7 o'clock on Friday night. We're gonna be set up a ring on Duval Street, right outside Sloppy Joe's, the infamous Sloppy Joe's, the world-known Sloppy Joe's. So we're gonna have that corner permitted off and set the ring up, and we're gonna be having a real good setup down there. I know that they got tickets for sale. There's VIP seating, stuff like that. Tickets range from, you know, $1,000 to $100, $100 to $1,000 give or take. But so we're ramping up to that. That's 7 weeks away. But let's get back to the fight. So again, I said they'd get more aggressive. So, you know, Hayes is a long, lanky kid. He's 6'4", you know, 180. And then you got Eddie, who's, you know, 6 foot, 6'1", maybe, you know, 240, 230. So there's not much pushing around as young as Hayes is. Even if you get a lucky shot off, I don't think you're going to take Eddie out. But Eddie get one shot in on Hayes, he'll send him packing for the night, you know. But for Hayes to be up against a fighter like this, and you know, check them out. You know, they look at the pads they got on their knees. You know, they're not in here to hurt themselves. They're here to finesse their skills and pass them on to the other fighters and stuff like that. So it's a training in motion here. And this is good for anybody. You don't have to, you know, we have seniors down here mixing it up and stuff like that. The women, you know, anybody can come just get a little help with self-defense in their life, you know, standing up for your own, especially if you're a little bit, you know, with the self-confidence and self-esteem. But here we are finishing round 2. So we'll mix it up tonight. Eddie might fight one or two more fights. Sometimes these guys spar, 2, 3 times in a night. But we got some Emilio's here from last week. Oscar, I see, and he's just an amazing to watch. We got Big Mike, the Key West police officer, towering Big Mike, the Key West police officer. So I'm expected to have some fun tonight seeing these guys. And again, not only do the fights get more progressive as they go from the first round to the second round to the third round, but when they refight or they're in their third fight of the night, they also tend to get a little bit more progressive. So again, we got Eddie mixing it up with Hayes here. And see, Eddie has no problem coming in on the top and up on Hayes with the overcuts and stuff like that, and the roundhouses with the kicks and everything. See, Eddie can just pretty much at will if he wanted to. I would say would be the case. But as Hayes deals with him on and on, you're going to find out that it's going to be more difficult for Eddie to do. A nice uppercut there. And kudos to Hayes because, at any point Eddie could go off on him and, really teach him how to box. You know what I'm saying? So to have the courage to be in there against someone who's ranked as high as Eddie's been, 8th in the world at one point in his career. Eddie Aguilar. So I'm excited. I've got 3 or 4 fighters here I haven't seen fight before. But if you're on a Friday night, 6:30, think about coming down here. The KeyWestTV.com. KeyWestTV.com. You can listen to and see the fights live. I don't want to be too much talking because now you can see they're getting louder. Their footwork is quicker. But kudos to Hayes. He just took a nice left jab there. He's got his gloves up. I like to see that. Eddie's just seasoned. He knows what to protect and when to protect it. But the whole time, Hayes hasn't dropped his guard. And I like that his legs are spread out. He's so tall that he needs to keep his center of gravity low to the ground. Is what I would say. I'm no boxer, but I'm 6'4" as well. And I always know when I had to go defensive, I got low to catch my opponent off guard. I'd get lower than them and be like, what's this 6'4" guy getting low for? But that was my center of gravity, my leverage. 6'4", 240. You don't want me coming up and getting you from the bottom and just end of the day. I witnessed it. Anyway, so we're gonna have another round with Hayes and Eddie here. And I like the intensity of this round. It's from round one they've been almost as progressive, like I said, but they're almost equal to it. They've just been, keeping it even keel. So now we got a mix up of Mike, Big Mike coming in. So Hayes is 6'4", 180. Big Mike towers over him. Big Mike is 6'7", 275. A stoic figure, just a sight to be seen. So again, you wouldn't have to know these two fighters to see him and say, there's a chance that Mike could kill Hayes, or you know what I'm saying? Mike is so much bigger than Hayes, so I don't expect Hayes to draw too much blood. But you do never know, right, the right punch or something like that. But again, this is training. So for a young kid to get in there against an opponent who so overwhelmingly matches him in physical, height, weight, all of that stuff, that's the training you want to go. You want to have that mindset where you want to be boxing against the best. So. And Mike don't move very easy, so he's going to move Hayes all over the place. Mike is a steady Eddie. His center of balance is, again, for 6'7", he's got a 3-foot spread on from shoe to shoe, and you can see that he's just solid to the ground. The balance for him is natural. Hayes is a little bit more wiry. He's like a gazelle. His arms are in one direction, but Hayes is just poking now. Hayes can see that Mike's got a headgear on, but Hayes can see that Mike is a formidable opponent, And you don't want to get hit by Mike. If Mike ever really, again, this is sparring, If Mike ever went to unload on anybody. You know, the gravity behind the situation could not be good. A nice left by Mike there over Hayes. So we're at the end of the round now. And I believe Mike and Hayes are going to mix it up. So this is Hayes' second time fighting. So it's a guy like that, because then you know when you're in the fight, and you see that coming at you, you know how to defend yourself. That makes sense, right? So we got all different types of fighters and different level fighters here, guys who are trying to learn and guys who are educating the guys who are trying to learn to make them better and to make this fight club better. So once again, we're down, we're about to start the next round. I don't want to talk business when I got these two guys fighting in the ring, because I'll tell you right now, 2-3 years from now, Hayes put on another 20 pounds. He ain't gonna probably grow anymore, but you're talking 6'4", 200 pounds. You know, that's a defensive, you know, offensive fight machine waiting to happen. So I'm happy to see how his career progresses. So Mike's just moving. Hey, Mike's just moving Hayes around like he's a stuffed teddy bear thrown on the hay pile. Mike Tim over here liked that one. Sometimes I'm clever. All right, let's get back to the fight. So the one thing I like is Hayes keeps jabbing away at the head with Eddie and with Mike. You know, he's got that long reach, you know. And for a rarity for Hayes, he's looking up at a fighter. Hayes is 6'4", trying to get Mike in the head at 6'7". So this gives Hayes the opportunity for the rest of his life. Every time he fights Mike, he knows, or a fighter like Mike, he now knows that he can't have his hands low, that he has to cover with his elbows his midsection because he's broad and tall, you know. So there's defensive things that you learn. So fight Mike, he'll take skills here now that 3 or 4 years from now, anytime he runs into his guy, his height or higher, he's positioned to know how to react to that, you know. So I give credit to Hayes. Purple Hayes, we call him. Hayes Prime. And again, if I didn't say this already, Mike is, you know, he's like, he just keeps moving forward. He just keeps coming at you in the ring slowly. Mike's not quick-footed. Mike's secure-footed. So you can see he's very calculated in how he's coming at you. You know, pushing you into the corner, while quietly, you know, hitting you. I like Mike's style of boxing. It's very hard to push a guy like Mike around. You're not even, he's so broad low, his legs are thick, his calves are thick. It's even hard to get a good kick off on him that you could actually hurt him or like, you know, damage him, you know. So, all right, so, buddy, what's your name? Travis? You got a nickname, Travis? Travis the Killer or Travis the...
No, just Travis.
All right. So I think we're going to have a new face here in the ring. A young man who looks like he's... What are you, about 20? How old are you, Travis? Yeah, well, the fight's off. So, again, guys are coming in here out of the parking lot still, getting out of their cars and just showing up. And like I said, I've seen some great new faces here. But we got Travis now fighting Mike. So Travis is unknown to me. But Travis comes in, you know, again, probably shorter than Hayes. I'm going to guess at 6'1", 6'2". But Travis has got some weight to him and muscle to him. And you can see that in his legs and stuff like that. So I'm going to say Travis could probably be around 235, 225 in that range. Maybe a little bit lighter. But it's good to see now he just went from a guy thin as a rail that looked like a fence post to a guy that's got some meat on him, you know? So to see the different styles, but they're both, you know, probably punching up at Mike. So I like Travis. He's holding his own. He's not letting Mike push him back, and he's getting in on Mike, so that's good. And then Mike is actually stepping back a little bit because Travis is holding his own. I'm gonna guess Travis is might not be 21 years old. See you young people out there, you come here, you You work on your self-esteem, you work on your self-confidence. Boy, you want to do something positive in your life. Talk is cheap. Come down here and, just enjoy yourself, be yourself. See what you're made of, guys and girls. Oh, I'm excited to see some of the fighters tonight. So we're back to Mike and Travis. Again, Travis, see, I like Travis. He gets down low and he punches up into Mike's midsection. So he's creating an impenetrable, you can't push Travis because he gets low and he gets them legs locked and tight. And boy, he's got thick legs, So as big as Mike is, it's like trying to push a smaller animal with a bigger animal or something like that. Travis held his own really well there by just getting positioned well with his footwork and his balance. So again, we're gonna have, now. Yo. All right, so we got another fighter here that, hey, Eddie is joining us here.
What's up, guys?
Eddie Aguilar, am I pronouncing that right?
Heriberto Jesus Aguilar.
Very good, very good. Eddie's the mastermind behind this. Just to give him a proper introduction, he was ranked 8th in the world currently in jiu-jitsu. So anybody who's ranked 8th, anything in the world, has got to be, on their game and all that stuff. But let me turn it over to you, Eddie, man. Nice to see you fight earlier, and I'm excited to call the fights with you.
Yeah, man, it's awesome to be here. I had to get a couple rounds in first before I jumped over here, but now I got that out the way, so time to talk some trash with you.
Yeah, I really like seeing you fight Hayes. He's a young guy. He's coming in. He's here with the right spirit. He just self-improvement, self-awareness, all of that stuff. And to fight a fighter like you, I can see him improving so much because he does go like a guy like you that's got an advanced skill set and all that stuff. So
yeah, and he popped me a couple times too, so it wasn't, it wasn't just freebies for me. He definitely caught me a couple times, and that's what happens. He starts training with the tougher guys and the more experienced guys, and his experience is going to raise too. And we're going to see that, every Friday that pulls up, he'll get to display his.
Every week I've got to watch Hayes now for the 4 or 5 weeks I've been announcing these fights. Every week he's got progressively aggressive, so which is great to see.
Oh yeah, but these boys right here are throwing some leather.
Yeah. So Travis and Fernando here, let's get back to the fight. I'm gonna let you take it over, Eddie.
Yeah, so we got Fernando here with the black gloves and Travis with the red gloves. Travis was able to land good 4 shots to the belly, but Fernando fired back with some headshots, and here he is again, leading up high. We got 30 seconds on the clock. We're gonna see what they can do to finish the round.
Well, I'll tell you what, these guys are really tattooing each other. They're getting their money's worth off of each other. There's not one really dominating the other. They're both getting nice, clean shots in, body shots, uppercuts, all of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And they're both stepping into each other, and they're winding up, so go ahead, Eddie.
Oh yeah, for sure. Fernando's landing a little bit more shots, but I think Travis is landing a little bit more power. But they're both getting clean shots, and it'd be a hard fight to judge, honestly. And that's gonna be the end of that first round. Travis in the red and Fernando in the black.
Now this is the first time he's seen Fernando fight, but I got to see Travis fight a round or two now. Boy, I like Travis. Fernando's obviously more of a seasoned fighter, been around a little bit longer, but yeah, he's holding his own there, this young kid.
Travis does a really good job with his distance, and he can catch you coming in. And Fernando has impeccable timing, and he's throwing a lot of punches and bunches.
Well, they're both throwing punches and bunches, so that's like the best type of fight when there's, no one's laying back, they're not missing, they're not, just kidding around and stuff like that. They're actually making body contact. And, ultimately, I think a fighter wants that. He wants to be tuned up a little bit when he's in the ring, so it's not passive, it's more aggressive and stuff like that. So that's why they're in the ring. They want to take that step forward and get to that level that separates them from the pack,
Yeah, and that's what they do all this hard work training all week long for, is just to be able to party on Friday. And this is the start of round 2 with Travis in the red gloves and Fernando in the black gloves.
You know, it's funny, Eddie, because when Travis fought Mike, he looked 6 inches smaller than him. But now he's fighting Fernando. He's a big guy, Travis.
Oh yeah. Fernando Mike's just humongous. He's like Bigfoot status for
Oh,
sure.
nice left. Almost an uppercut there.
Nice jab. Another jab from Fernando. Too much space to land any of those shots. Ooh, nice body shot from Fernando.
Yeah, see, you can see the difference between the two fighters. One is brute strength, the other is finesse. So you can see the training with the finesse. Fernando is, getting more shots in probably over the course of more strategic shots, and will play shots and stuff like that. Maybe Travis is more swinging with the power and stuff like that. So, oh, that was a nice exchange. Nice exchange.
Good left hook from Travis.
I've watched these two guys fight all night long, man.
Ooh, 2 body shots.
Yeah.
Travis lost his footing there, though.
I
Double
told you,
chin shot.
as the rounds go on, they get more aggressive, the fighters too,
Good flurry from Fernando there. Caused Travis to miss on his last couple shots. Good jab from Travis. 30 seconds left in the round.
Yeah.
Ooh, good double from Travis.
Yeah.
Good jab.
Travis is quick.
Good jab back from Fernando, but Travis still got a body shot in with that exchange. Ooh.
Oh, you heard the body there. Yeah. So Travis has got Fernando back into the corner. Boy, Travis is a good fighter, man. They both are, obviously.
Wait. Yeah, definitely good.
Whoa, that was a good round, man.
Fernando landed more.
Look at it.
Travis landed, I think, a little bit harder.
All right, so now here's another new fighter that I'm being introduced to.
This is Kyle.
So you know what's happening? We're getting exposure. Everybody's starting to see, hey, Key West fights. Yeah, April 26th, the Brawl on the Ball. But this is the place to be Friday night if you got no place to be, at a minimum, So, and then if you got friends and stuff, you come out, have a good time, and even throw your sweats on and do some sparring and use some of the equipment here, and punching bags and all of that stuff, Get your toe in the water, and then you can come back next week and do a little bit more, So what do we got up here, Eddie?
So we got Kyle in the gray. We still have Fernando in the black. Kyle's pretty spunky, man. He moves very unorthodox, but he's got some pretty stiff punches and really good timing. Fernando's definitely going to have the experience on him, but Kyle's not going to be a pushover.
Yeah, Eddie much more knows these boxers. He's been running with them for years, some of these guys. So, and at the gymnasium behind the City Hall in Key West.
Kyle's fighting a little wild, dropping his hands and throwing kind of big looping overhands. See what Fernando can do with that. Fernando landing 2 good shots. Kyle taking some punishment. He's got to protect that face, keep his chin down. Nice body shot from Kyle. Another body shot from Kyle.
Yeah.
Good timing on that jab from Fernando.
Kyle's consistent. He keeps moving forward. He keeps throwing the left and the right, calculated left and right. His timing is pretty good. He's almost smooth in the ring, but he keeps stepping into Fernando in a good way as he's swinging. So Kyle don't almost look like he's a boxer. He almost looks like he's cutting down trees in the back of the forest or something like that, as opposed to the physique that Fernando has. But it does not matter. It's not about the physique. It's about,
Yeah, and Kyle's coming in fresh. Fernando just had a tough fight with Travis, so Fernando's got to play patient and kind of pick his shots because he needs to watch out for that energy. Ooh, and that was a good right hand from Fernando. Another good right hand from Fernando. Ooh, another good shot. 3 shots from Fernando.
Wow.
Now Kyle's answering back with some wild flurries.
This is great.
Man, some crazy caveman hooks there.
He
Taking
throws
the
off the
headgear off.
headgear off. He throws the headgear.
Oh, Fernando gets him with a good jab. Another good right.
Yeah. Oh, these guys are going downtown, upside down, and inside out, and all around.
not to be mistaken, Kyle isn't trying to put on a show or anything when he ripped the headgear off. It's just that headgear is annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, you get popped one good time, that thing turns sideways on you, and now you can't see. And the best thing is to kind of rip it off for a second, so you're not just blind at taking shots.
Yeah, Eddie, I got to say, what an amazing exchange that was at the very end there. To see Kyle pushed, to Fernando against the ropes. And again, Fernando's had a few rounds under his belt, but the aggressiveness of Kyle, I've never seen him fight before. And at the very end, he stepped in there and he got his shots in. So now there's another fan. I'm a fan of Kyle's already because I like what I saw. So
this is the Lion's Den. Win, lose, or draw, our guys represent, man, and you'll always know that they put in their effort to do their best. They're not going to take an easy knee. They're not going to lay down. They're either going to take that butt whipping like a man or give that butt whipping.
Yeah, this is about the Police Athletic League and the Police Athletic League mindset. But, if a fighter goes up the food chain and he wants to be sponsored and he wants to go on tour and stuff like that and fight the circuit, boy, we're all about that. These guys are professionals here. Eddie and all the staff here that manages, they're all got past pedigree. That's amazing. But so we got a new fighter in the ring. I'm gonna let you take it, Eddie.
So in the red T-shirt and black gloves, we have Leo from Nicaragua. He's been training with us for about 3-4 months now. A little less experienced than Kyle, but he does have the size, the length, and the legs. So let's see if he can take advantage of his size and see what Kyle can do with it. Because Kyle isn't fresh, but Leo is. Kyle's kind of keeping the pressure on him, man, and landing some shots. Leo landed a good shot upstairs there. Good head movement.
Yeah. You got two different style boxes. You got one upright, punching right, and then you got Kyle spread down with his balance. You can see that the one guy is finesse, and Kyle's just coming in there from beneath. So nice to see. Kyle's a bit of a bruiser.
Yeah, he just landed like 6 hooks to the body, back to back, which is a little dangerous, man, because if you get too predictable in that specific situation, Leo could just come upstairs and kind of hurt him.
Yeah,
so you got to be careful.
Just put it this way, I'd hate to insult Kyle's wife or girlfriend at the restaurant. I would just hate to do that.
Yeah, Leo's moving good, man.
Hey, Travis, man, your shit was good, man. I really like you. You're aggressive, man. How old are you, Travis? That was pretty close. I enjoyed seeing you fight, young man.
Man, Leo's really representing here, scoring some points.
Yeah.
He's moving really good. Upper body's moving, feet are moving.
And, Kyle, the round or two that he's fought now, he's put out a lot of energy and he's put out a lot of positive inertia and forward inertia, So he's still looking good just for the amount of blows these guys have exchanged. Hey, Eddie, so we got the event coming up, the Brawl on Duval. What do you think?
Brawl of Duval, April 26th on Duval Street. It's going to be in the intersection of Duval and Green Street, which is diagonal from Sloppy Joe's.
Do you know what it takes? Do you know what it takes to get the intersection at Duval and Green Street, right outside Sloppy Joe's, the world famous Sloppy Joe's? That never happens. That never happens in Key West. Go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah, man, and this is Ricky Jackson's Brawl on Duval. He's a old school comp that kept the POW running for a long time. Way before I think I might have still been peeing in the bed while he was out here teaching kids to box in the community. And this is his event, and it's always going to be his event. His dream was to host this event on Duval, and last year was our first one, and it was amazing. We had about 1,500 to 2,000 people in attendance, and this year I think it's going to be even bigger.
Well, you know what? The legacy he's leaving behind, this is a professional setup. My God, just this ring alone is the nicest ring I've ever seen.
And
anywhere, UFC, boxing, Muhammad Ali, none of that stuff compares to the ring and the facilities they got.
And Ricky Jackson handpicked this ring to himself, man. He's a legend. He's an OG. He's a pillar in the community of Key West.
Yeah, the ropes are black and red. The canvas is black. The corner pads are black and red. It's just a strong presentation from professional experience. Having a ring that's as quality as you can find.
Kyle's starting to slow down here, but he's still keeping the forward pressure. He's got to do a better job of keeping his hands up.
Leo's fast, man. Leo's fast.
Yeah, he's staying on his toes. He's actually doing a really good job of the USSR style of boxing, where it's real poppy, real in and out, and that's a big part to our head striking coach here, Coach Darren, who's from Kazakhstan, which is a real poppy USSR boxing style, and we see it here. And Leo, good body shots. Leo's got to watch that or that head. He was blocking the body.
You know, Leo's got a few years younger than Kyle, but boy, Kyle, he's a force to be reckoned with. He just is a steady Eddie in there. He just keeps coming at you. There's no backing up from him. And then you know, you got the taller, thinner fighter, Leo, who's more aggressive and more speedy and faster with the footwork. So it's a nice contrast between the two fighters.
Oh yeah, Kyle's just sticking in there, dude. Kyle's got to be hurting, he's got to be tired, man, but he's just keep pushing forward. And that mentally kind of defeats your opponent sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, they feel like, man, I keep hitting him and he don't stop, and that's going to be the end of the round.
Yeah.
A good fight
Nice
from both.
nice round. Kyle fights like he's sleepwalking. He doesn't know what he's hitting. He's just swinging, and everything in his path is at his mercy. So I like that style. He just swell and swing away. Take no prisoners, ask no questions.
And we got Big Mike back in the ring now, white gloves. He's going to do some rounds here with Leo. Now Leo is going to be the tiger.
You're going to learn the fastest by actually doing it, not thinking about doing it.
And here we go. Big Mike, obviously the way bigger guy with the white gloves, and Leo with the red t-shirt and black gloves. Leo's a little poppier. He's going to be moving a lot more. Let's see if he can make Mike swing and miss and then capitalize off of these misses. Mike's, good shots from Mike, but Mike needs to bring his chin down and his hands up. Mike's got some stiff punches, man, and it's, you know, he's not moving super fast, dude, but when you run into him, it feels like you're running into like a Ford Escort.
Yeah. Getting hit by Mike is less like getting hit by a Mack truck. It's more like getting hit by an asphalt paver. It just keeps pushing you forward and down and finally over you. Then you become part of the road.
Leo's got to believe a little more and go forward. Leo's got to make him miss and then push forward.
Yeah.
Because what happens is when you're the smaller guy, if you get inside, it's harder for the longer guy to really develop any type of power to hit you.
Sure. You can't get the momentum going.
Yeah, and Leo is a taller, skinnier guy, but in this situation, he is not the taller guy. So he's got to kind of get into a style that he's not accustomed to.
Well, in Leo's defense, I really like the fact that he's bouncing around and moving around because he's hard to get a hold of. So he's moving in every direction and making it harder for Mike to find a focused point to hit. So his salvation, Leo, is that he can maneuver real fast, you know, and avoid some of the damage from a guy like Mike.
Mike just landed a pretty good jab there, knocking Leo's head back. And that's the end of the round one.
Wow, you know, I'm very impressed by the international mix you got here, but not only the international mix of boxers, man, the championships, the guys who have won, you know, world titles, and the guys, the Romanian guy 2 weeks ago, where he had 2011 and 2012, I think it was the Romanian, you know, boxer of the world, you know, for the year, for that. So you got a lot of guys that got so they got a great mix of boxers here.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of talent from jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, kickboxing, MMA. You know, we even got some stud fitness coaches here. Margarita DeLuna, she helps a lot of our guys get ready for these fights. And we got to
talk a little bit about her. About the girl over there now with the gloves on.
Oh, so she is brand stinking new. I believe this is her third day, and she hasn't missed a beat, actually, since she signed up.
Nice.
She seems pretty dedicated. She came in with a camera today and snapped some pictures. And, you know, a lot of people come in here and they kind of pass through, but I think she's seeming like she really enjoys this place and really wants to be part of the community and seems to be like investing her time with these photos. So hopefully she can be a big part of the team.
Well, you know, I heard the racket over there in the corner. She caught my eye. You know, she's aggressive. She's hitting. She's like she's been fighting for a while.
Yeah, she's throwing some power over there. Well, you know, that's a big part of Coach Darren too, our boxing coach, man. He puts a lot of effort into our new students and really teaches them to do it the right way, right off bat.
Yeah, that's very cool, very cool.
So we got Fernando back in the ring. We got Fernando with the black t-shirt and black gloves, and Big Mike with the gray shirt and white gloves. So Fernando's got the experience. Fernando's got the timing. Mike is not the fresh fighter in this round, but he does have the size. He's going to have the power, and he's going to have the reach. Let's see which fighter can utilize their features better. Ooh, nice jab from Mike.
They got him trapped. He's got him trapped. Fernando in the corner now.
What Mike needs to do in those situations is body bump him. Like as soon as he lands a couple shots and they come in, bam, push him off, create that distance, and then he can use his reach again.
Well, Mike coming at you, it is very hard to deflect him in any direction. He's such a force coming at you. So you really learn foot strength when it got balance, when you got a guy like that coming at you as a training technique, you know, what you have to do to max out to get to the level of a guy like the size of Mike. And Fernando just stopped Mike back. He's shaking his head a little bit. So. That might have caught Mike off guard a little bit.
Yeah, Mike felt that one. He needed a second.
You know, again, we're not in here to hurt each other. This is sparring. We've got pads on, we've got the gloves, the head equipment and stuff like that. This is training. This is building community. This is building self-confidence, self-esteem, all of that good stuff. So we're when the fights are on, that's another story. When we got competitive, you know, and sanctioned fights going on down here, then they are fighting. And that's going to be extremely exciting to see and digest and all that stuff. But even at this level, it's intense, but they're not here to hurt each other.
Yeah, we're all training partners here, and we, you know, you don't get tougher from getting knocked out, you know. So if you see that you kind of wobble a guy, give him a second, get his feet underneath him, and if he's still feeling up to it, we'll be able to proceed. But you know, it's just sparring. Everybody in here is teammates. Actually, April, talking about 2 weeks. April 22nd. No, I'm sorry, March 22nd. We have P5 boxing coming down from Big Time. So we're going to have a completely different school coming down to train with us. And last time they came down, they brought 2 kids down. The kids were pretty good, sticking and moving. They got a bunch of rounds in. And Brian Stevens from P5 Boxing says that they're going to have a lot more guys coming down this time. So we'll see what they can bring. The 22nd, which is a Friday.
You know, Eddie, I'm very special and honored to be invited to do these fights and do the emceeing and all that stuff. But you guys seem to be just ramped up here coming into this brawl on Duval. I can see every week there's more boxers showing up, better boxers that, you know, from Tampa, from Georgia, from everywhere, you know. So it's exciting to see this develop right in front of my eyes.
First and foremost, man, it's an honor to have you here with us, and we're super grateful that you're willing to spend the time to help this, you know, turn into something big. And you know, it's just awesome to have you here, brother. So thank you for everything, and we appreciate you.
Oh, it's the highlight of my week. I like coming down here. I do this I volunteer just like all of the workers down here. This is about, you know, getting it right and the opportunity. You know, not a lot of times in life does an opportunity present itself to you, especially if you're out there and you're kind of looking and struggling, all of that stuff that young people go through a lot, you know. This is the perfect outlet, so think about us.
You know? Yeah, and that's a big part of what we do, man, is we're just trying to keep kids off the street. So if you know any kids that need help, getting in trouble, and got, you know, the parents aren't necessarily always there, or financially strapped, man, try to bring them here and let's see if we can help them out, put them in a program, teach them what hard work is, and try to better their environment and better their situation.
So we got Fernando and Mike, Big Mike here again. And it just goes to show the old adage, you know, Fernando got a nice shot in it, and it stung Mike. You know, you don't have to be 6'7", you know, you can be, there's all sorts of different quality fighters, fighters of different character. So nothing's a guarantee here.
Yeah, looks like
Fernando could have taken him out easily on that punch if it was a real fight.
let's see who we got fighting up in here.
Emilio, right here coming in. I see Emilio.
I'm not sure what Emilio's doing. He looks like he's killing himself on the bag, so he might be sitting out on the boxing today.
I would love to see Emilio fight Travis. That would be that would be good.
Yeah, you know, Emilio's a firecracker, dude. He's like one of those packs of finger ladies, you know, you set him off and they're like, bah, 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 bah. He's super excited to watch fight, no matter what. Don't matter who he's fighting, either size, he'll fight anybody. He's a great Dane, you know, spiritual.
Yeah, so I'm getting the vibe, I'm getting the feeling. So we got Kyle coming back into the ring with Purple Haze. I'm looking at Kyle. I only met him tonight, 10 minutes ago. That guy is, if there was ever a modern day caveman, it's Kyle.
Yeah.
So he's got the beard, he's got the long hair,
We got some kickboxing.
he's got the physique, he's got the tattoos. He looks like Kyle could do a Geico commercial. What is the one with the Geico, or is that the, what's the other?
Hayes needs to use his reach better and circle out. He's staying too stiff.
Progressive. One of them guys with the red shirt on.
Use your teeth more, Hayes. Yeah, catch him coming in. Use your range.
Sorry, people. Chat, if you're watching and I'm screaming into the mic and it's blasting your ears, I do apologize, but I gotta scream for our boy Hayes over here. Kyle's doing what Kyle does best, just marching forward, kind of landing shots. And that's what I was kind of saying earlier about him. He's unorthodox, and when you watch him fight, he doesn't seem like the cleanest guy, man. But he still sticks you. He still nails his shots. When they hit, they hurt. He's very stiff in his punch, his kicks, and his knees, and when they hit, they hurt.
If you were in the woods and you saw Kyle coming at you, you'd mistake him for a grizzly. That's it. That's the exact description there. Claws and everything. More new fighters coming in. This is exciting, man.
We got 30 seconds left of that round. I think in the break, I'm going to go give Hayes a little bit of advice in this corner.
Go ahead. I got you covered.
Hayes has a little bit of problem
Yeah,
dropping
so-
his hands and leaning back, man.
So Hayes is in here training, and we know one thing about Kyle already. He's a little bit past training. He just wants to get his money's worth. So Hayes is again putting himself in a position where he's learning from the aggressor to be defensive to the aggressor. That would make sense, right? So Hayes is looking like an upcoming. You know, we got so many different levels of boxers here, fighters here. But Hayes is looking like he's on his way to, going, because he does want to fight the circuit and all the sanctioned fights and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna really enjoy following Hayes because he's a good spirit and he's a tough kid. And 18 years old, that's when you want to be in here doing your thing. So positive influence on the club here, you're a guy like that. Purple Haze, or as his mother calls him, Crazy Haze.
Kyle, stay in his face. Don't give him space. Even if you're just leaning on him and stuff like that, don't give him space. Push him up against the ropes, clinch him. Start landing knees. If he keeps the range, he's going to be able to land shots.
And I joke with Kyle about being a grizzly and all of that, the caveman. Boy, he's just a steady Eddie. He just keeps coming at you, and I really like his style of fighting. It's exciting. He's always doing something. He's never just flat-footed. He's always coming at you. He's walking Hayes backwards now for the last 2 minutes. And I know that Hayes is, if not the end of this round, the end of the next round, Hayes is going to be tested. Kyle's got that beat. He's been consistent on everybody he's fought. So why wouldn't he come at aggressive Hayes, as he's coming into the end of the rounds?
Yeah, Hayes is taking that advice I gave him well, and he's implementing a lot of it too. He's doing really good at it. he's got the range, man. He's got to use it. Whenever Kyle comes in, he's just got to keep him at bay at that distance.
So that was the advice you gave him.
Yeah.
Very
And,
cool.
you know, when he was moving his head, he was just moving. You know, it's dangerous to move your head a lot. I just think that he might be able to get away with it because Kyle isn't going to be able to throw really good head kicks. So, because he's a little stiff in the hips. But I was telling Hayes, if he's going to move his head, he's got to throw jabs. And if he cuts angles with it, then he needs to land shots afterwards.
Well, you know, just the fact that Hayes is in there without headgear, which I'm not a big fan of, but you know, he's 18 years old, and again, Kyle is coming at him. So that's a confidence level on Hayes' part where he's got an awareness of himself that he's capable of not wearing that headgear.
There's actually a little bit of a debate behind headgear, and some will argue that they absorb more shots because of the headgear, because they're out of their element a little bit having it. Also, they don't see as many shots coming. But when you fight amateur, in most states, you have to fight with headgear anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, that would make sense what you said, Eddie, for sure, you know? All right, we're at the end of the period here. So I've thoroughly enjoyed some of the fighters tonight, thoroughly enjoyed it. And again, we got, who is Emilio training over there? What's his name now?
That is Coach Darren, which
Give us a little background on Coach Darren.
Coach Darren is our head striking coach. Whenever we go out to fight for kickboxing, MMA, he's right there ringside
Has
making
he got
sure.
any fight experience?
Oh yeah, Coach has tons of fight experience. He not only has fight experience, but he has coaching experience. He's from Kazakhstan. He's part of the national team. He's an assistant coach on the national team over there. He has a plethora of accolades and things. And did you know he actually helped with anti-terrorist group training?
Wow,
So he's helped train military personnel to help combat against terrorism.
Again, you got such an international mix and such a mix of people that have accolades throughout the world in this gym. You know, you're really missing out if you got nothing to do and you don't just get off your butt and get down here and just see if you measure up, even just physically. See if you can, stomach it. Then if you get out here and you start working out and all of that stuff, it's a start to maybe a whole new life for you, you know?
We have, we have all spectrum of students here. We have small kids at the age of 3 years old. We have older gentlemen that are, dealing with medical situations like Alzheimer's and stuff like that. And we offer something for everybody. If you want to just get in shape, we got you. If you want your kids to be more disciplined, we got you. You want to get gold medals, we got you.
Did you say older people with Alzheimer's? I thought that's why I was here. I'm close. I'm halfway there. I got the alls. I just don't have the Alzheimer's.
We actually do have letters handwritten by doctors, reaching out to Coach Darren, thanking him for working with some of their patients to help them with their medical needs. And boxing helped with that.
Well, we just had the Fantasy Fest king of the parade, the whole big Fantasy Fest in Key West. He had to have been 65 years old, 70 years old. Fight with the Parkinson's, right?
Oh, yeah.
The guy with the Parkinson's.
Yeah.
He's in training. He's 65 years old. He suffered Parkinson's. He figured out that this works for him as far as therapy and all of that stuff. Got off his butt, came down here, and he does sparring bouts. I haven't seen him in a week or two, but he had a nice bout with another gentleman his age, living a life, man.
That's awesome. Boxing isn't just about getting hit.
And again, we're in Key West, Florida. And if you've never been to Key West, Florida, and you're catching this on a remote recording somewhere or something like that, or get your butt down here, this is the best place in the whole United States. Especially if you're a fighter and you want to get into this ring. Guy or girl, if you could get down here on the nights we fight, we'll mix it up with you, And we'd love to have some people hitting us like that.
Oh, for sure. And guys, April 26th, Brawl on Duval. We're doing that at the intersection of Green and Duval Street. And first and foremost, man, I just want to give a big thank you to all the people that is sponsoring this event so far. And first and foremost, man, we got to give a big shout out to Key West TV. They come here every Friday. They come and put this live stream on for everybody so they can watch and participate. And we also plan on streaming the fights live for your guys' viewership, And so big shout out to Key West TV for stepping up and really putting a lot out there for the Key West POW and the kids of the community and the fighters here locally. So big shout out to Key West TV. You know, we got sponsors at Rock House Live. We have sponsors at, you know, the Alamo, Sunset Water Sports, and many other places, man. And a big shout out to all our sponsors, and thank you for making this awesome things happen. But in the ring, now we have Travis with the red gloves and Fernando with the black gloves. Both of these guys actually work at the Keys Auto Center, man, and Travis can help you if your car breaks down and you need a part, and Fernando can help you if you need a new vehicle. Both of these guys work really hard, not just in the boxing ring, but at their place of work. If you need anything, make sure to stop by the Keys Auto Center and check them out. Good
Again,
body
I'm
shot from
excited
Fernando.
to see Fernando and Travis going at it. They're just two good boxers, two complete boxers. All right. So you got finesse versus stability. In other words, Fernando's not, I don't think, going to push Travis around too much. Travis has got his center balance looking really good. Travis could have his hands up a little bit higher. and Eddie's just pecking away. Eddie's coming up top, coming underneath, just pecking away. Lefty, righty. Travis is more calculated. I think he's waiting for the better opportunity as opposed to more opportunities. Sometimes that's, you know, you give somebody too many opportunities, it catches up with you. So it's a balance. It's a balance. Yeah, the quality of the fighters tonight is just blowing me away. We've got some good people, good exchanges so far, and good competitors. You know, that's the best thing is that they're all competitors. You know, so again, it's easy to talk good game. It's always easy to talk good game. Talking doesn't impress me. I want to see what you're worth, and I want to see what you're made of. So getting in that ring, you learn a lot about yourself because you just do. And your future. All right, we're gonna have another round with Travis and Fernando.
Looks like we're gonna have Emilio jump in next. We have one of a visitor that comes in town periodically. He's, I believe he's in the military, could be wrong. Comes down for a little bit of training for military purposes and for fight purposes. And he's back down again. He's gonna jump in the ring with him.
Yeah, and again, I've seen him fight, so he's pesky. He gets his money's worth, man. He gets his shots in. And on the big guys too, you know. And again, you know, Emilio, what's he around? 5'4", 5'3", 5'5"? About 135, you know?
No, not even, dude. I think he's like 119.
Okay.
119 because he has to be.
That. Yeah. But for a guy like him to be fighting anybody bigger than him, you know, God, and then he goes and fights a guy his same size, the skill sets you bring, you learn it.
I think he just hurt his elbow. Your shoulder, your elbow.
Yeah, we got an injury here with Travis. Oh, he's tapping out, going back in.
Yeah, what happens sometimes, I'm not sure if it was your shoulder or his elbow, but sometimes you hyperextend your arm, and it gives you like a quick jolt.
I'm 63 years old. I hope I hyperextend my arm when I reach for my cell phone in the morning. And then I got to figure out what I got to do, turn it on and all of that stuff. I'm like,
I think you really just got to be worried when you heard it hyperextending for the toilet paper.
yeah, I really missed a generation of all of that stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm at that age where like we were there in time for the internet, but we were also there in time for the belts to ask.
All right.
These boys got a lot of rounds in.
No, coach, he's big.
And Kyle's got the headgear on, and he's just pacing. He's in his own space over there, his own zone. But
Yeah, he's still strapped up, ready to
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
So
yeah.
looking for some opportunity.
you know, I looked at him. He was walking around. He looked very familiar. Back in early 90s, I saw Mike Tyson fight. I saw two Tyson fights, the Spinks one and the Holmes one. And when he came out to fight Spinks, the gait he had, that's how Kyle was walking. It was just like a man walking like mindless and just in his like planning and plotting and all of that stuff, you know.
And one thing I'll say about Kyle too is Kyle's on and off, all right? But when he's off, he's working hard and he comes back. And the reason why I say that is that it's real easy to like try something new and then have like a disruption in your training and then never come back.
Boy,
He constantly comes back, man. So his soul, his heart, his mind is set on this, and he loves it and he's passionate about it. And when you have that inside you, it makes you a different level of fighter too.
Yeah, you know, with anything in life, if you're not consistent, if you don't do it consistently, you lose your edge, you lose your mind space, your proper mind space and all that stuff. So you always got to be, you know, if you're constantly at it, you stay tuned up. If you fall off, you know.
Yeah, it's real easy to, you know, work your butt off, see some results, and then have a week on the couch eating, you know, Cheetos. You know, and then it's that's it. That was the stick in the spokes. Flipping over the handlebars.
I had a month on the couch where I ate a Cheeto, and it was just one Cheeto.
Travis and Fernando here, still putting out some effort, man, and they got quite a few rounds in already. Ooh, nice overhand. Good answer back with the hook, man. It was like he baited him. Travis landed a good belly shot, but he took a hook for it. Good push forward for Fernando.
Yeah, tonight's a good, clean night of fun boxing and sparring. You don't see anybody getting hurt. You don't see anybody, you know, everybody's into the training mentality. What an environment to be in. Just self-fulfillment, self-awareness, self-improvement.
Nice body shots from Fernando. He's coming right back up top.
Yeah. Fernando's been very consistent. He's thrown a lot of punches tonight, and a lot, you know, in a flurry. You know, a lot of flurries that land.
Nice jab. Swing and a miss from Fernando. Good body shot, Fernando. Ooh, nice little flurry from Travis. Good round, boys. Good round. That was a great round from both of them. I believe it's going to be Emilio and our visitor. I'm sorry, I do apologize for our visitor. He's been here quite a few times.
Tonight, he's by this is his first time, maybe?
No. So he comes in and out. I think for like the last 3 years. He's a military personnel.
Okay.
He's just in town doing his thing, and
yeah, you know,
jump in.
and that's another thing. You know, there's a great military presence down here in Key West. All you young men and young women that, you know, are in combat already in defensive skills. You know, this is the finest place to tweak those skills and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that we have the second best dive training facility in like the world here.
Yeah, they come in from all over the world to train in diving in Key West.
Yes.
I know a bunch of the people that come in from San Diego and Michigan and all of that big cities where, you know, they're specializing in the diving. You know?
Yeah, man. So it's an honor not only to train them, but to have them here just in general. You know, training with us and giving us some of their knowledge and expertise and helping them out as much as we can.
Yeah, those guys are in life in that situation. So you always want to test yourself and push yourself to check your limits out. You know, you always want to know what your limits are before you're in a situation where you're limitless. You know, so it's a mad science, but a good one behind it. So.
Oh man, we got Kyle stepping in. It looks like there's going to be an actual kickboxing match.
Very good, very good.
Kyle with a stiff caveman style.
Yeah.
And I can't remember how this gentleman fights, but I have a feeling he's going to be light on his toes and he's going to.
Well, you know, he's military now. Getting back to the military, I mean, there's such a presence. This is the southernmost port in the United States. The military facilities and things they got going on here is second to none. We're a doorstep away from South America. So I would see, it would be nice to see the Army fighting the Navy and the Navy fighting the Coast Guard. And, you know, within the Coast Guard, they come down here and they mix it up and there's one champion and then the champions. Yeah, the champions fight the champions. If any of you military guys are out there, you know, this is a lovely place to be in the military in Key West. So,
Yeah, man. Stay away from the booze and the women.
yeah.
Come trade some sweat and leather with the boys.
Yeah, you know, this is so serious down here. They had a jet take off from the Navy base up on Boca Chica 2 years ago. It flew upside down for a mile, 250 feet above the water. The pilots ejected, they were killed on impact. There's serious military down here. And the plane crashed, you know, $1 billion jet, you know.
So visitors looking definitely more seasoned, a little bit sharper, but Kyle's just coming in stiff and pushing forward, which is hard to deal with, man. It can disrupt your base and your balance.
So this is my first look at what we call a visitor.
Yeah, our visitor's showing good clean kickboxing.
You know, he's coming in, I'm going to guess around 5'11", 6
Ooh-wee.
foot, 150, 160, right on top of us. Caught his kick. So,
Wee, good duck there with the body shot.
Yeah. What branch of the military is this guy in? Can you tell? Does his T-shirt say?
But judging by his shirt, that would tell us.
Yeah, I want to give him a nickname. Instead of calling him a visitor. But like I said, they're coming in out of the parking lot. They're lined up on Highway 1, just coming in.
Good leg shot. Good leg shot from Kyle there. That's a good round.
Kyle comes across less as a kickboxer and more of a brawler. A brawler, for sure. And
You know, majority of his training is in boxing, but he loves to do Muay Thai. So he does the Muay Thai class as well. But I think he does more boxing, but he don't mind kickboxing.
yeah.
Good body shot. He's got to keep those hands up. He's starting to be predictable, and those looping overhands are starting to paint the floor. That was a good round from both of them, man. You know, our guest is obviously definitely a little bit sharper with technique, but Kyle's got some weight on him.
Especially with his kicks. And he's a lean fighting machine, I guess, over here. So I'm going to go by process of elimination. We don't have much Army down here, nor we do have much Marines in Key West. What we got is the Coast Guard and the Navy. So we're down to 2. So he's got a green shirt on. I can't decipher any of his tattoos. So I'm going to say green would not be the Coast Guard. I'm sorry. I'm going to say green would not be the Navy. It's the Coast Guard. So I'm going to guess he's with the Coast Guard because of the color of shirt he's wearing.
Yeah, okay. Let's ask him. What branch are you on? Are you Coast Guard, Navy, Air Force?
Oh, I forgot the Air Force. That's the one I meant to say, actually.
So nickname is going to be Air Force.
Yeah.
We do have Air Force on here.
Well, yeah. And like I told the story about the jet crash, and they had serious pilots down here and serious training missions. And this is the eye of the Southern Hemisphere, Key West, America's security eye.
Looks like Air Force has.
That was almost like a trick move. He stepped into his foot and jammed his foot so he could move it. Then he pushed his body. That was very good to see.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Man, good exchanges from both of them.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about Kyle, man. He's just unorthodox. He just lands these shots. Good inside leg kick from Kyle. Another good inside leg kick. Ooh, caught him. Caught the teep. Wasn't able to get the sweep on that one.
Yeah.
What happens is when you catch that kick, you got a choice. You can quickly throw it and counter, or you can attack the balance. And I always think it's a good idea. 30 seconds, boys. I always think it's a good idea to attack the balance first and then do what you want to do. But sometimes to attack the balance is dangerous. Oof, good kick, but good right hand from Air Force. Good 1-2 from Kyle. Ooh, good inside leg kick from Kyle. Air Force got a light jab. He didn't throw too much power, but it was clean and straight down the middle.
Yeah, if you want to come down here and mix it up, you know, and you're worth your weight, we'll help you find sponsorship. We'll help you get on tour, all of that stuff. And any corporations, any businesses down here in Key West, we certainly can use you walking in the door and throwing $1,000, $2,000 our way to support a fighter that's in the progression of becoming somebody, becoming a known fighter, and all of that stuff. So, okay, and he's stepping away. Got more fighters coming in. So, Eddie just stepped away for a second. So we're taking a break. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna go to commercial.
Under the stars where the ocean meets the sky, in the heart of Key West, the fighters fly high, gloves are laced, the crowd's alive. It's mile zero fights where champions thrive. Boxing, MMA, and Muay Thai skill under the moonlight. It's raw and real. Under the stars where the ocean meets the sky, in the heart of Key West, the fighters fly high, gloves are laced, the crowd's alive. It's mile zero fights where champions thrive. Boxing, MMA, and Muay Thai skill under the moonlight. It's raw and real. Under the stars where the ocean meets the sky, in the heart of Key West, the fighters fly high, gloves are laced, the crowd's alive. It's mile zero fights where champions thrive. Boxing,
So, all right, we're back live on the air, KeyWestTV.com. Mile Zero Fights coming to you from Key West, Florida, the most beautiful place in the whole United States. Key West, Florida. If you've never been here, you gotta get on your bucket list. You can't beat the fishing, you can't beat the weather, you can't beat the atmosphere, the cool vibes. Second to none in the whole United States. You come to Key West, yeah. Key West 2 years ago set a national record, 235 days, above 80 degrees in a row. The day they broke the record stopped, they were at 79 degrees. Then they went like another 80 days, 80 degrees and above. So out of like 350 days, like 349 of them were above 80 degrees in a row. Not quite a full year, you know, a couple of days shy. So I thought we might be wrapping up here for a little bit. We got a little slow pace, but now we got Leo and Fernando in the round. And Kyle has not taken that headgear on, and I'm again waiting for Emilio to get his hit. So we got back here with Leo and Fernando. And this is going to be an evenly matched fight. One's more position to the ground, leg spread. Fernando, you know, got a heavier build. And then you got Leo's a little bit more wiry, a little bit taller, a little bit faster. So you got one guy that might be older and one guy that might be younger. Just I'm guessing. But yeah, Leo's fresh on his feet, and Fernando does a great job of keeping his head protected, you know. And again, these guys start out light-footed, they get a feel for each other, and then as the 1 or 2 rounds go on, they get their shots in, you know, to actually work on the techniques they learn and just practice different sequences of punches and moves and stepping back and all of that stuff. Fernando coming in on him. Hey, Eddie, welcome back.
Hey, man, we just had some French visitors from in town, and a young guy, but very talented, and they're going to be training with us next opportunity they get. So, yeah, we get a lot of visitors.
Very cool.
Yeah. You know, we've had a lot of high-level fighters just in general. Like, we had UFC fighters. We had boxing champions come
Oh,
through.
yeah, you guys are stacked here. I can't believe the talent, you know, and the credibility you guys got here. Now, so they just left. Did you tell them to watch this on KeyWestTV.com?
I did. I even he passed me his Instagram and stuff, and I made sure to follow the page and let him know that we stream live and they should check us out.
Yeah, we still got the product online for sale, shirts and hats and all that stuff.
Yeah, so if you go online, FloridaKeysJujitsu.com, you'll be able to find a lot of the gym gear. You'll be able to buy it right off the line.
Yeah, now, you know, being new with you guys, Eddie, I was very impressed with your social media. Like, one thing I did look through, I believe it was your Facebook. And, boy, that just goes on, and the breadth of fighters and the guys who come and gone and come back. You know, it looks like you've been doing this thing for 20 years. You probably have, right?
Yeah, so, man, now that we sit back and do the math, I think we're going on 12 or 13 years.
Wow. Well, you can tell there's depth here, you know?
I've been in a long time, man. Been in a long time, and there was a point in time where I remember I used to have to pay $1,700 a month to teach people, and it was a hard grind, and I put a lot of effort into the gym. And I had a lot of opportunities to run. I remember I had a real pretty girl that was a doctor that was like, follow me, and I'll build you a gym somewhere else. And my pride, my heart, everything was here in Key West, and there was no way I was gonna let that go. And I'm glad I didn't, because look at it. I went from me, myself, and I coaching to 13 coaches in this beautiful facility, and working in conjunction with the Key West PAL to help the community. When I was a kid, I signed up for, or I went to a Taekwondo school here in Key West, and I remember the guy put me in a gi, and my mom couldn't afford it, and he ripped me right out of the gi, and here I stand with the best gym in all of Florida Keys now. And that's why we will never turn kids away. So if you have kids that need help, kids that don't have, financial backing to be put in programs, man, bring them here. We'd love to help them build champions every day. In the ring, we got Leo with the red shirt and Fernando with the black shirt.
They match the ring. They're very fashionable today. The red and the black.
That's the school colors is red, black, and gray.
For the Key West?
Yeah.
I know Key West has got the red and the white.
Yeah, red, white, and gray. You'll see a lot in there.
Right, so most of these fighters, they come down here, and by the time they spar 3 or 4 different fighters, they got a month's worth of knowledge, because they're not fighting the same guy and getting trapped in the same things. So they get to see difference of levels of fighters and stuff like that. What a enriching thing for you.
Yeah, man. If we got all of our capable fighters to spar in one night, we definitely have about 30 of them.
Well, as we're coming into the brawl on Duval on April 26th, I'm sure they're going to be crawling out of woodwork to get, in the ring and all that stuff. And just their shot at boxing on Sloppy Joe's. If you think about it, Sloppy Joe's may be the most famous bar in the whole United States. I'm not kidding you. Like, really, people travel from all over the world to drink at Sloppy Joe's. It's that well known.
Yeah, it's got a lot of history.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it might be the best well known, and we're going to set a ring up outside that. So that is pure evil and pure craziness. But I'm going to love it, because that's throwing it down the right way.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we have a lot of surrounding businesses there that are, in huge support of the event, like Rick's and the Alamo and Amigos and Rock House Live and the Tiki House and Irish Kevin's, and we're getting a lot of support from everybody. They love it. They think the event is great. It brings a lot of people, and it's action packed, and it's exciting.
How's it set up, Eddie, as far as pricing and all of that stuff? What do you get tickets?
So actually, to tell you the truth, man, you will be able to just go watch it for free. It's going to be a free event for most people. So VIP will be barricaded off section of the road. You'll have tables, you'll be served alcohol, you'll have food, you'll have a waitress, and you'll have that real VIP feeling. So if you don't want to be, shoulder to shoulder, nuts to butts out there in the sidewalk, get a VIP table, and have your space, enjoy the fights, have a server, bring in everything you need to you. And you'll be able to go get the tickets online at Brawler Duval here after this weekend. So the website is going to be brawlonduval.com, and there you'll be able to buy these VIP. And we'll have VIP on the floor, and we'll also have VIP deck seating at Rick's and Rock House Live.
Wow, that's fancy. Well, you got everybody on that corner just about. But the broader thing is, inclusive sponsorship with outsiders come in, and not even just from Key West, and someone likes what they see, and they drop $5,000 on the supporter efforts, or drop some money on a fighter specifically to support that fighter's efforts. Or you got your own fighter you want to push around, and market and stuff like that. You come down with your own people, so it sounds like it's going to be an amazing time.
Looked like Fernando slipped there for a second, but I think he's okay. Yeah, guys, if this whole event is a fundraising event for the kids of the community here in Key West via the Key West Police Athletic League. And you know, the Key West Police Athletic League does a lot more than just boxing. It does a lot more than just the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu here for the kids. You know, we also have a basketball program. We have a cadets program. The Key West PAL sponsors scholarships for kids to go to the local college here. And I can tell you there is a handful of other things that they do that I'm not even aware of. The money goes to making a better community, you know, not to
Yeah, that's
potholes
good to hear,
in
you know,
different countries.
As I started new with you, Eddie, I don't know everything that goes on behind the scenes. All right, am I good to conclude, Tim? Eddie Aguiar?
Eddie Aguiar.
Eddie Aguiar.
Yes, that's me. And this is going to be it for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much for everybody that tuned in. Again, big thank you to our sponsors. We got Rick Haskins at Buy the Keys. You know, he's a big sponsor, big supporter of the gym. Big shout out to Key West TV for putting on these live streams and really working hard to make the production better and better every time. Big shout out to the Alamo. Big shout out to Rock House Live. Big shout out to Sunset Water Sports. Big shout out to the Key West PAL Gym and, you know, everybody that came together and made this possible, from our announcers to our fighters to, you know, our production crew and just everybody. Big thank you to everybody. This is a lot of hard work, and thank you to all the viewers and people that just support us and tune into our show, man.
And I'm going to be quick here, guys. This is Daniel Lenahan coming to you from Key West, Florida. Man, I had a great night tonight. Travis, Big Mike, Purple Haze, just this fighter after fighter. That we had great sparring and it was a great time. I'm so happy to be part of this, man.
Yeah, man. It's awesome to have you, brother.
Good night.
Under the stars where the ocean meets the sky, in the heart of Key West, the fighters fly high. Gloves are laced, the crowd's alive. It's mile zero fights where champions thrive. Boxing, MMA, and Muay Thai skill under the moonlight. It's raw and real. Under the stars where the ocean meets the sky, in the heart of Key West, the fighters fly high. Gloves are laced, the crowd's alive. It's mile zero fights where champions thrive. Boxing, MMA, and Muay Thai skill under the moonlight. It's raw and real. Under the stars where the ocean meets the